Hello everyone, I'm here to review my short-faced bear skull review. This is an amazing skull. I got this for Christmas from yesterday. I was really impressed how massive the skull is. It's really gigantic. Obviously this is a bear, so it makes sense really why it's huge. It's really really an amazing animal and skull. I really like in the bone clones. Well, when you get a skull from bone clones, the tag comes with it. Tells you interesting facts about the prehistoric animals. Yes, it's the Andean bear, or in this case, the speckled bear. Then Ursus, which is the brown bear, or grizzly. It did live in Mexico, as you can see, and Alaska. Known as Arctodus siamus eucondorus. Never heard of it. Well, it's probably the same animal. It's just, yeah, pretty interesting. Anyways, this bear was really an amazing animal. More robust than in the southern regions. Oh, yeah, I do. It is mentioned that it's 1,000 to 300 pounds. Personally, some of them can be 2,000 pounds. And it does make sense, really. Maybe the ones from the Yukon were in the 2,000 pound range because they were pretty big. But when they headed to, like to California or Mexico or any of those places, maybe they could have lost a little weight. Because after all, it wasn't cold as much as it is in the Yukon. But that's just me, though. But who really knows? Either way, 1,300 or 2,000 pounds is still a pretty dangerous bear. So this specimen died out 28,000 years ago and went extinct around 10 to 12,000 years. Pretty interesting animal. Yeah. So at the end of the Pleistocene, beginning of the Holocene epoch, this bear was actually the last animal to die out because of the predators that was with. More on that later, of course. The isotope analysis shows that this bear is not a hypercarnivore as we thought. It was an omnivore. However, we still don't know what its diet was. However, there was a specimen of a short-faced bear that had cavities on its teeth, suggesting that it may have eaten berries once in a little while. But we still don't know really on its diet was. Could it eat grass? Could it eat both? Could it vice versa? You know? As you can see on its lower jaw, premolar, molar, same thing, you know. Its lower jaws were pretty cool. If you look at the crest, it's really huge. It's like very thick. These teeth were meant to crush bones than other carnivores. Pretty much this bear was like a giant hyena on the landscape, but obviously it's a bear, of course. Its cheek teeth were designed to crush bone. It's a very intimidating looking animal. So how does this compare with with the other Pleistocene carnivores that I have in my collection. Well, here they are, and I'm going to move them right now. We'll move it right now to show the size comparison. As you can see, it's insane. Direwolf being the smallest, Sabertooth being in the middle, American Lion being the second largest, and the short-faced bear being number 1. This animal would have scared both of these predators off away from kills. Its trump card was to use its size and its intimidation to scare away the predators on the landscapes. Personally, that would just, and also another thing too is that it's kind of still debatable really if it was a hyper carnivore, well, a hyper scavenger or hunter. Personally, I think it was both, but for me it was more of a scavenger. But don't get me wrong, it would still hunt once in a little while. It would probably hunt down a young mammoth that was separated from the herd, a young bison, or an injured horse, or a giant ground sloth. It would also, and it would scavenge, of course, carcasses on the landscapes that the predators that were hunting with. That was with. This bear was really big. 6 feet tall on 4 legs and 11 feet on 2. That's a big bear. This animal was a rare animal at the tar pits because it lived more in the open habitat area. Just like the American lion. So when you go at the Lancha La Brea tar pits, you see more of these guys, Sabertooth, Smilodon fatalis, and Direwolf. But I'm pretty sure that the short-faced bear could also be at the tar pits once in a little while. Like it would sniff out a carcass miles away, or hear an animal screaming, and of course the bear would just track it down and either scavenge it or kill it. Even the American lion as well. But like I said before, these carnivores, the lion and the bear, would have been the rare carnivores. These guys were not, but however, these guys were pretty much everywhere. The dire wolf was found like in forested and open habitat. These guys, Smilodon, were in the forested areas, and like I said, lion and bear were in the open habitat areas. Anyways, this bear was really an amazing animal. Its skull's even larger than the American lion. I thought that the American lion's skull is pretty longer, but it is long, but it's more, but the bear's skull's more larger and thick. As you can see, like, look at that. Look at the size comparison between the lion and bear. Yeah. So pretty much, yeah. This animal was the last animal to die out because of the predators and prey that was with. Of course, that in climate change, herbivores die out to replace the new herbivores. New herbivores were too fast, so the predators died out like the dire wolf, saber-tooth, and lion, and the last to go was the short-faced bear to provide the scavenging carcasses that it ate. Unfortunately. Yeah. Also, I have my alligator head, and it's smaller, even to the American lion head. So, alligator is still smaller than the giant short-faced bear, as you can see. No joke. Giant bear was the largest of all predators, and it was perhaps the king of the plains of North America. Perhaps.